Hello. Who's going to be the first to join us today, this evening? I wonder who it is. Hello, hello, hello. Shegun Fatima, good evening. How are you? Good evening. Rochelle White, good evening. Welcome. As you're coming in, guys, please do the honors and start sharing straight away. And also, don't forget to invite your friends. Hello. Hello, Amonike. Hello, Chidi. Good evening. Dee, how are you? I've got surprise. No, it's not a surprise, really. You know already. Esther, good evening. Hello. Favor, how are you? Good evening.
Better tell her, otherwise you'll keep us.
Amonike, good evening again. Matthew, good evening. It's not a surprise. You know already. You know what's going on already. Denise. Denise, did I do the honors? Oh, greetings. Thank you, Denise. So, good evening, guys. Good evening. As you're coming in, guys, please start to share. Share. You know what's happening. This is question time. I think this is the final question time. So, I cannot wait. Today is going to be explosive.
Pastor Sunday's house is already buzzing, right?
Yes, I know. Guys, you already know.
They don't know. You know.
They know.
They need to know.
Guys, you know already. We've had how many broadcasts already today? We've had at least 2 lives. So you know. But I'm going to tell you all about it as we're going along. Phyllis, good evening. Flair, Karin, good evening. How are you guys? I'm really excited. I cannot keep calm. It's Dr. Sunday's Golden Jubilee. Oh my God.
Denise, I am screaming. Denise, I'm so family. I'm screaming. The dream came to pass.
Yes, they're here.
And you know what? It was like Satan was against, especially, Denise's family may come because, my office was not responding to. They were not responding on time to his letter and to his documents, and it was always like specially. I was saying, my God, Satan, you cannot stop this one. So I had to put 2 more people in charge. Oh, I put too much. I thought it was done.
This is fine.
So I put too much. I had to put 2 more stars just to make sure that he got his visa to come. Okay, let's go now.
Yes. So Dee, don't worry, your husband is here and your daughter that looks like carbon copy of you.
No introduction needed.
Yes, we didn't need that. She smiles like you, she does everything like you. I'm looking at her right now. Okay, guys, yes, we are
now
back.
I understand why Dee wants to have more children.
She does?
If all of them are going to, maybe she doesn't, but maybe not, but I even understand why she had to have 4 children.
Okay. So guys, I'm excited. I'm excited for so many reasons. So we're coming up to the Golden Jubilee now. I mean, we're there already. Tomorrow we start, 26th of May to the 28th. I just can't wait. I'm really excited. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm trying to keep calm, keep my composure together for you guys. But please, don't trust what I would do over the next few days. I am going to have fun and I'm going to share the fun with you guys. So everyone, please bear with us as we're coming in. We'll be coming in and out throughout the weekend. So join us and you will love it. You will have fun with us. Okay? Enjoy the food as well with us because there's so much to enjoy. Okay? So guys, how are you? How should I start? Okay, let me start with telling you about the contest. Today is the final day of the contest. We've got a few hours. Actually, I don't know if we're going to use Ukraine time or we're going to use other countries' time. But please send your entry. Once your computer says it's 26, you know that it's no longer the day to submit the entries. But if you're 25th, the date is 25th, anywhere that you are, then you can go ahead and send it. But by 12 noon here, tomorrow, I would know that everybody would have reached the following day, which will be 26. Okay? Can we call that a deal? Because the entry's final date is today, the 25th in Ukraine. But we know that we have different time zones depending on where you are, especially those who are on the other side of the world. So, guys, I'm excited. I cannot get calm. Okay. All right. Let me keep calm. All right. I'm now calm. Yes. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's start. Yesterday was quite interesting. We started talking about Dr. Sunday and women. Well, we asked question about bride price. I learned some lessons about bride price and why men should pay the bride price and honor the family, honor the family of the person that raised your wife. I also asked a question about returning bride price if the relationship didn't work out. I got a lecture on that, which I hold dearly. You know, I understand I don't need to conform to society or what I've been conformed or expected to believe, that if the relationship doesn't work, they return their bride price. Even after they've used the woman is already... I wasn't even thinking that, but anyway. So we talked about bride price. We also talked about strengths and Dr. Sunday subduing his power even as a leader or as a great man, and what that means. There was a lot of explanation in that. So guys, if you haven't watched it, please go and watch it. All this will be on YouTube. Although this one is not on YouTube yet, it's on this page right now, which is Dr. Sunday Adelaja. But on YouTube, there's a whole list of playlists, or host of playlists that you can actually benefit from, different titles. So Sunday Adelaja Official on YouTube. And also there's a blog, which is a website that you can go to listen to most of this. There's audios as well available on the blog, which is sundayadelajablog.com. So guys, you have different channels, different platforms that you can learn from, you can get these teachings from. So let's go ahead without further ado. Let me turn the camera and say hello to Dr. Sunday again.
Yes, they already know I'm here.
Yes. So guys, I can't keep it on. You know, I'm meeting so many people. I'm really excited. It's like it's my birthday here around here. But it's Dr. Sunday's birthday, not my birthday, okay? But I'll tell you when my birthday is so that you can send me gifts. No, I'm really joking. Right. Okay, so today we're starting with a question which is, right, about your 60th. Let me see if there's something that we can continue with from yesterday.
Are you sure you gathered the questions from
I did,
yesterday?
sir. I did. Okay. Okay, let's go with this. There's one question, sir, that was related to yesterday's and bride price. Question says, Pastor, please, how do we advocate for female inheritance? Before you answer, sir, let me just say, guys, today is the last question time. And this is an opportunity to ask Dr. Sunday about his life, about his ministry, about his accomplishments. So I would suggest that you ask questions about him. You know, we have this regular fortnightly question time, so you can ask any other questions then. But this occasion, take advantage of it. Seize this opportunity. You know what to do with your question. You write the letter Q in caps and colon and then your question, so that I can identify them easily on the comment trail. So please do that. Let's seize this opportunity and ask all those relevant questions, please, okay? So we still have time for the future where we can ask any other questions, but on this occasion, it's about Dr. Sunday. So bring your questions on about DSA. But I'm asking this because it was related to the bride price that we spoke about yesterday, so that's why I'm putting this forward. I hope Dr. Sunday would answer. So
no, I won't, because it's better for you to put it on the other question, because it doesn't relate to, you are the one telling them to answer questions relating to Pastor Sunday.
But I also gave the reasons why, but it's fine because I want to move on with other questions as well. So this person says, the next question says, DSA, what's your vision on earth for your 60th birthday? 60th, not 50th.
What's my vision?
Yes, on earth for your 60th birthday.
Because I'm always somebody that thinks ahead, and I'm thinking ahead in the next 300 years to 500 years. So definitely I'll be 60 in the next 10 years, so 10 years shouldn't be a big deal for me. But because I'm still going to be here on earth, that is why it's a big deal, in the sense that a lot of things are not under my power right now, because I'm still in the Ukraine, and the next 10 years of my life, I would have liked it to be connected to Nigeria, but I cannot leave to Nigeria right now. I'm still here. But if it so happens that I able to overcome my challenge and the demons that are here, that I'm fighting here in this country this year, my ideal dream would have been to come out of this cluster this year. If it works out, if I come out of Ukraine this year, I will, by the grace of God, speak and maybe even actually guarantee that in the next 10 years, by the time I will be 60, Nigeria would have felt so much different, and that Nigerians would not be dying of hunger anymore, number one. Number two, nobody will be going to bed hungry in Nigeria. Number three, there will be such a high level of development that would have taken place in the span of 10 years, that Nigeria would have been good enough to be qualified for a middle-income economy. That is, we are not going to be bothering ourselves about $1 a day like many people. Right now, 50% of Nigeria are living on $1 or $2 a day. So by the time, because I'm still here, like I said, I cannot really put a date to it, because conditions are beyond my, circumstances and conditions are beyond my control. So, but by the time, I will say it this way better, by the time I arrive in Nigeria, 10 years from that time, so I don't know when I will arrive there, but let's say I arrive there this year, 10 years from that time, all these things I'm saying about Nigeria will come to pass, no doubt. They might not come to pass if I die, but if I don't die in the next 10 years, now people are thinking, what does this say? I mean, government has not been able to do this. Presidents upon presidents, government upon government, and all kind of change, all kind of, 50 years. What has not been done for 50 years, does it want to do it in 10 years? Either you like it, you don't even believe it or don't believe it. You don't even need to believe it. I don't even want you to believe it. I don't need your belief. Don't believe it. Put it down. Be a skeptic, but put it down. Write it down. Put it down. Write it down. You record it and store it, and say to yourself that this another religious fanatic, or this is one of those pastors who are just talking anything rubbish. He said this. Let me catch him. Yes, and expose him. Yeah. So I want you to be somebody that wants to be a critic or a fugitive or whatever. Somebody that wants to expose me. Go ahead. But by the time I land in Nigeria, from that time to the next 10 years, if people will not already be asking for Nigerian passport, I'm talking of people who are outside of Nigeria at that time, then it means in the next 5 years after that, not just Nigerians, even people who are not Nigerian will be asking for Nigerian passports. So if you don't believe me, maybe this could help you. Go and get all my books that I've written about Nigeria. Go and get Nigeria and the Leadership Question. Go and get my book on Only God Can Save Nigeria, and especially the one I just released last week. Go and get my book on Nigeria Economy, the Way Forward. But I have my editor here, one of my assistants here. We are writing another book right now, which will convince you for sure And that book is going to be called When Nigeria Teaches America. That is when. Then I'm writing another one, which he doesn't know about, that is going to be called When Nigeria economy, I don't know, maybe how Nigeria economy could overtake America economy or something like that. But by the time those other books come out, you'll be absolutely convinced that this is a business, this is a serious business, and this is going to come to pass. I don't even want people to believe, but you will see with your own eyes, it will be done. Then nobody will be doubting it. Remember my words. In the next, I will still be around in the next 25 years. So in the next 25 years, these words I'm saying will come to pass. But now it's only me saying it. But then the whole world will be saying it. That even America is a setting sun. And it shall be said that Nigeria is the rising sun. Remember that as well. In the next 25 years, it shall be said, and I'm saying it already ahead, before I get there, that Nigeria shall become the new rising sun of the earth, while America will be the, what did I say?
Setting.
Huh? Setting sun, yes. So that's my dream for my 68th birthday. You are pulling my leg too much. You are making me to say all the kind of things that you don't need to hear. Yesterday you made me to talk about my wife. That was a big one. Now I have to be talking about this one. But some people are already warning me from Nigeria. Can you believe this? And say I should stop talking like this about Nigeria. And some people are even telling me the political elite are embarrassed and they don't want, because it's like, they are not doing anything. And then another person told me that the security services are going to be on me and to be surveillancing me just because of the thing I'm saying. But I'm coming in the name of God. I have fought communism. Basically, with bare hands. I have been here for the past 30 years fighting all kind of demons. Communism, socialism, Russia, Ukraine, KGB, and I'm still here. Nigeria will be a good ground for me to practice what I've learned. This is my school. Nigeria will be the practicing ground.
Thank you, sir. What an interesting question, and even more interesting, the answer. So the answer really is not a shock to me, and maybe to some people as well, it's not a shock. But there's some significant things that were said there openly, that America will be the setting sun, where Nigeria will be the rising sun, number one. Number two, if you don't already want a Nigerian passport or have a Nigerian passport will be something that everyone will want. Wow. Number two, that's a wow for me. A lot more was said.
I'm not talking of everyone in the world. I'm talking of everyone from Nigerian descent for the first 10 years.
Okay.
But the second 10 years, countries, the second 5 years, 10 years, other countries. Doesn't have to be all country, everyone. Okay. But I'm talking of Nigerians who are rejecting their country passport right now.
Okay, well, absolutely, because of course a lot of Nigerians do reject their passport, especially if you can't have dual nationality and they tell you to pick another nationality, you jump at it and you abandon the Nigerian passport. So yes, definitely, but all this is going to happen within the next 10 years, because it's going to be 50 in the next few days, and this is going to be in 10 years. And he also spoke about his plans are for 300 to...
No, but I told you that 10 years from when I get to the country.
Okay.
That's why I started by saying that I am right now limited on the timeline, because I don't know when I will leave Ukraine. Supposing I leave Ukraine this year. Get that right. So people have to listen to everything I say. That 10 years from the time I get there. That's if I get there this year, then it will be when I'm 60. But if I get there in 8 years, That has been 10 years from then.
Okay. Okay, let me clarify that. Number one is 10 years, within 10 years from when Dr. Sunday gets to Nigeria. This is when all this would happen. So at the moment he has constraints. He hopes to leave here this year, but if it doesn't happen within 10 years of the time that he gets to Nigeria, all this transformation will happen. We have Nigerian Transformation Project. If you don't already know, right, let me inform you. You can find out more information about this project on sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria. So sundayadelajablog.com is the blog site, and if you add /Nigeria, you go to this page directly for the Nigerian Transformation Project. So please join us. Look at the information. If it's something that you're interested in, absolutely join the project, and also read about it.
Join the project. How to join the project?
Yes, there are two forms.
Okay.
There are two forms on that website. The first one is to join the project, and the second one is if you have a project yourself that you want funding for, you can also complete that form. It's a very detailed form, so there's some criteria that needs to be met in order for you to complete the form. But please give it a go, have a look, and see what you can do, and start dreaming again. Start dreaming about what you want to do, your project for Nigeria, and stop thinking about the funding. Don't worry about it. Just
the financing and everything starts, like I said, after I leave Ukraine. I need to be able to go and settle my deal from outside Ukraine. So that's the only constraint. But once I'm able to leave Ukraine, it is well.
Okay. So guys, you heard it all here. If you want more information or details on this, you know where to go. Sunday Adelaja blog.com/Nigeria on the Nigerian Transformation Project. And everything else that Dr. Sunday spoke about earlier today, this is recorded, so we would have it on YouTube at some point in the next week. So because there's a lot going on right now, so we would have it on YouTube in the next week. And YouTube is Sunday Adelaja Official. Sunday Adelaja Official. Remember, YouTube is your friend. Everything that you need to have on Dr. Sunday is on YouTube already, so check him out. Sir, okay, this is a follow-up question to that one. I believe it was yesterday, but this says that, Dr. Sunday, please, what's your plans when you go to Nigeria towards the mad people on the street? This is towards the mad people on the streets.
Okay. Right now, here in Ukraine and beyond Ukraine, we have started homes, centers that are over 300 centers that we have started just from our church here. So these centers are where we rehabilitate people who are drug addicts, alcohol, and who are mad and who have lost their mind. So we have a vast experience in restoring people. It's a whole system. If I tell you the way we set up our things, our system, for example, let's say I start a home now today for the bad people, right? I start a center, a home like this, where I bring in maybe 300 people or 100 people. The way we have such an intense system of training workers, and we already know how many workers, what schedule, what program, so we adopt and apply our programs in such a way that in the next 6 months we have to open another home. So every 6 months we open another home. Every 6 months. So in the next 1 year, it is those 300, first 300 that become ministers and become workers. You know, people begin to run those kind of homes in the future. So in the first 1 year, yes, we might need external, people willing to start it. Then we begin to not just graduate these people to be normal, but they are so normal that they are able to go to school, they are able to start a business, and more importantly, they are even able to lead and start those kind of homes. So see, every 3 months, and by the time we keep on going like that, anyway, let me talk about system. My plan is to get every mad person out of the street of Nigeria, so that in Nigeria there will be no mad people in the street. And I need people who are experts in psychiatrics, medicine. If you have a vision, I want to welcome anybody who has a vision for building psychiatric hospitals or centers. And we are going to combine our two systems. So you might want to do that medicinally, using medicines, classical medicine. And then we will use our own system and strategy that we have used here in Ukraine. So by the time we combine those two things, I think we'll be able to restore a lot of people, not just to normal life, like the medical science does, but we'll be able to actually bring them to a state whereby they will be good for the society and begin to contribute. But that is a disgrace for any civilized society when mad people are walking down the street. You don't see anything like that in Europe. I don't know any European country where you see mad people walking down the street. Here, they are not here. There are facilities and institutions that are taking care of mad people so that they are not in the street. So I think that's where we should get to in Nigeria. And please, who is there? Please write that for me. Write that down for me, so that I will include it in my program. Because right now I still don't have anybody. Nobody has given me a program. I want somebody to come up with a program that is comprehensive, so that it will, include a strategy of attending to these people in every local government and in every state in Nigeria. Then I will secure the finances by the grace of God. So, but I need somebody to come up with that particular. We only have for hospitals in general, but this is a specific one. So it's good that somebody asked this question. This is a very good one. Yeah, and yes. So I think Nigerians will not keep on having bad people running down the street. And I think we should combine to that as well the beggars who are in the street and the disabled people who are in the street. That shouldn't be Nigeria anymore. Add that to my program. I also will need somebody to help me develop concepts and and ideas on how to get all those people out of the street and build. What are the kind of centers we need to build for them? I need experts and specialists who will be able to propose how that should be done. And then again, I will look for the finances for that as well. So there are a lot of things that we need to do, but people that I need mostly in Nigeria to help me is, like what I did here in Ukraine, is that I first of all built a big church base, and then I knew that I would fix the country, every problem of the country if I could build a big church. What is the strategy? How? For example, let's say we have a church and in Ukraine we had 100,000 people, right? In Ukraine, in all of Embassy of God churches. So all these people are going to be trained. This is what I did. I trained them. I took my time to train them to discover their passion and their callings. So can you imagine when thousands of people are discovering what their passion and their calling is? And then I teach them dedication, devotion, and living for Christ. Just giving your whole life, just like I have lived. And I train them thoroughly to do this. So if you see people in Ukraine, they are so dedicated in our church. Anytime they identify their calling, they give their life wholly to it. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking at. But in Nigeria, I will not need to do that. I don't need to start a church and start from zero and be giving them what is. Nigerians they are already religious. So many good people, and they are already educated people in Nigeria. The reason why I needed to do that here in Ukraine is because normal, regular people will not come to me. They will not recognize me. Normal, regular, educated person or Ukrainian would not even recognize a black man. So I needed to start from the scratch. So that took me like 10 years first, 8 years to first of all build a machinery, a huge church of 100,000 people. Then before I began to equip them to become history makers, I have to send some of them back to the school to high school, then to get a degree. You know, I have to do everything. But with Nigeria, they are already educated people. There are already people, our Nigerians abroad with ideas. There are already people who have skills, who know what to do. So I just need to, the only thing I need to do with Nigerians is to bring the value system to them, to inculcate in them the right value system and the kingdom concepts. So, but I think I will go faster with Nigeria because one thing I will do when I get to Nigeria is I'm going to go on national television and I'm going to say, if you have any project or any idea that you want to implement in Nigeria, you know, come register with me. And I want to get all the ideas that exist in that country, all ideas that are needed to make that country from third world to first world. That's why I'm saying in 10 years, I have the strategy. That is my grace. That is my gift. That is my anointing, if you want. I see far. And I build strategies and systems. So can you imagine me going on national television? I will go there every day. I'll be talking about it every day. And I will make sure that every thinking person in that country that has any concept, an idea. I mean, you'll be thinking, why is it that governments are not doing this? Because they are not saying it. You've got to see it. They are not saying it. So I believe that we are going to have, can you imagine, even if we only have 1 million projects, and I'm sure we are going to have 10 million projects. Nigerians are just, they are so active. You know, we are going to have at least 1 million projects. If I have 1 million projects, it doesn't stop at those 1 million projects. First of all, of course, we are going to introduce, we are going to interview all the people. We are going to make sure that the projects are worth it and they are good enough. We are also going to make them go through some committee or commission and some, whatever you call it, qualification process, interviews and things. So, and we are going to make sure that, because they are going to be similar projects, we are going to make sure that we take the best projects. And that is, of course, with the prototype, that sometimes people have to prove it, that they can do what they're saying they can do. Then we are going to compare that with the best in the world. And then we are going to see if we, what kind of, anyway, we are going to get the best idea. And of this is going to be done not just by me, but by specialists in different areas. So then, but that doesn't stop. If we find 1 million projects to make Nigeria become a superpower or a developed country, each one of those one project, of 1 million projects, is not going to stop at that. Let's say somebody comes with an idea of psychiatric hospital, just like you said. We are not just going to do one psychiatric hospital. We are going to make that psychiatric hospital and duplicate it in every state and every local government. Let's say because we are not interested in just one short program. We are interested in momentums. So let's say it is 1 million ideas. Those 1 million ideas will be duplicated and be multiplied to become 100 million ideas. By the time you are carrying out even 1 million projects or 10 million projects at the same time in the country, there will be jobs, there will be there will be employment, there will be income, there will be salary, people can send their children to school, poverty will be reduced, everybody can sponsor their relatives and their family members, and they have, the hunger will be reduced or will be removed. A lot of things will come to pass. And you say, where will all this money be coming from? That's not your problem. That's my problem. And that's why I've been paying the price for this for 30 years of my life. I've been in communism. But once I step out of this country, I'll be able to do my things that I needed to do, my contacts. And you know that God has blessed me. I've spoken in the United Nations. I've spoken in the U.S. Senate. So I have some things that I'm putting in place. But once I'm able to leave Ukraine, I'll be able to deal with my things that I need to do concerning Nigeria, financing of Nigeria. The financing, leave that to me. But we are going to put foot soldiers on the ground. Then, one of the things I plan to do is to go and get, because I don't want to offend Nigerians, as ambitious as we are, and as strong as Nigerians are, we are a nation of uneducated people. We are not enlightened. I'm not talking of Nigerians that are outside of Nigeria. I'm talking about our nation, our country right now. Because if you have a country that is 50% illiterate, a whole country, 50% is illiterate. 50% of a whole country cannot even read. That's catastrophic. We cannot even talk about development. So to begin to talk about development, we need to raise our human capital development. I mean, the human capital capacity. And we cannot do that just on 50% of the population. We need, and some of those people that we say they can read and write, they are not even like, we tell them, we say they are literate, but just because they can read and write, if they are literate just out of the primary school, they are literate just out of secondary school, they are literate just out of some technical thing. So they might not, that is not educated too. So how much then of our population is truly educated? Maybe 20%. 20%. Are you kidding me? And won't talk about development? That's why I, by the grace of God, want to bring in people. To start with, I want to take 2,000 people with me. Then later on, I want to be able to bring in 100,000 Chinese people, minimum, and 100,000 Indians, because there are more educated people there in China and in India, and they are being wasted. They don't have money. They are living in poverty. They need job. All of them will go to India, even from Russia, from here. So we'll bring thousands of people in who are just experts and who are skillful people. And then we need to teach our people skills, technical skills. Like here in this country, for example, it doesn't matter if you are a man, a male, you know how to fix everything. We need to introduce that kind of system in our country. In Nigeria, you could finish university, you don't know how to fix anything as a man. Because you say, oh, I'm in art. Oh, I'm in social sciences. Oh, I'm in this. But the way it is here is that these are not specialty. Even if you're a lawyer here, even if you're a social science or a politician, for you to finish high school, you have already been taught how to fix a car, how to build a house, how to fix electricity. It's just being a man. So when a Russian person goes to the West, he is never at a loss. A Russian person in the West, he becomes a millionaire very fast, or he becomes successful very fast, or he's able to build a house, take care of his family at least. They are able to do the elementary stuff. Even though he could be a professor or something, but he fixed his car, he fixed his house. That's just normal thing everybody knows how to do. We need to build a country like that. But here, in my country where I belong to, they don't even have technical colleges. They have a few, but that's nothing compared to the kind of country where the amount of people we have. So I want to litter Nigeria with technical colleges. I cannot understand these pastors that are building universities. We don't need universities. We need technical vocational schools and vocational colleges and vocational institutions. So if they are not going to do it, I'm going to fix it. By the grace of God, we are going to litter the whole land with technical vocational institutions, so that people will just be skillful. I mean, there's nothing that is done right in that country. And it's not because people are not smart, but because it's not prestigious for people to know how to work with their hands. In fact, as a matter of fact, it's almost looked at as an insult for you to know how to do something with your hand. He said that if you are educated there, then you shouldn't even touch anything. I mean, warped national value system totally collapsed. Anyway, so somebody told me that when I'm talking like that, I'm talking like a politician. It's better to go and run for presidency. That's not my business. I'm not interested. It's going to be a demotion for me to go and run for presidency. The camera is falling off, huh?
1 second.
Satan is nervous, you think so? You think Satan could be concerned? Does he want me to record it? Does he want the people to hear? Well, even if the people don't hear, I still have it in my mind anyway. I'm still going to do it. So, there, look, right now, as I'm sitting here, I have 100,000 projects. 100,000 projects. Just in my mind alone. This is without calling on people. This is without, inviting anybody. I've not even looked at other projects from anybody here. This is just my own projects alone. And that's why I'm talking about being sure that Nigeria will be redeemed and Nigeria will be, will be averagely developed in middle income revenue in the next 10 years. Because in those 10 years, I would have released at least 100,000 projects in the country. That's just my own projects for getting Nigeria lifted. By the time I invite other people, it's going to be much more elaborate and much more comprehensive than that. So, you can see why Satan doesn't want me to leave Ukraine. And like I said, we won the lawsuits. Everything was thrown out of court. But somebody in the government went and pressed on them, and they started everything again. They went and took it back to the court. And now, that was for 7 years, and now we need another 7 years just to get to where we were. So, but I'm going to get out one day, sooner or later. And once I get out of here, and I get to Nigeria, it's going to be like a tsunami. In fact, Nigerians will laugh and smile out of joy. You believe me. So, talking about, what was that question?
The question was, what's your plan when you get to Nigeria towards the mad people on the street? And
I've been talking about everything else.
Yeah, well, we started with the mad people.
And I've gone to technical college and everything else.
I've got more questions on Nigeria.
Okay, then go ahead.
So, guys,
I think it's just coming from inside.
Yes. Guys, this is the person that asked
because I'm not
question.
looking at anything.
Well done for this question, because we've got a whole host of other questions regarding Nigerian Transformation Project. But the one thing that you need to note in this, guys, is that there's opportunity here now for this. Asking the question about mentally ill people and people with disability was also included, and also beggars on the street. So if you have a technical know-how or the knowledge or, the theoretical way of setting up this kind of projects, please join the project, join the Nigerian Transformation Project. You can go to sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria. There are 2 forms there. The first form is for you to join the project that you're interested, you want to be part of the Nigerian Transformation Project. The second form is for funding on any project that you're interested in. But bear in mind that not until Dr. Sunday leaves Ukraine to go to Nigeria, the funding will not be available. There's a question about funding. I would ask that if there's time. But please, guys, here's an opportunity. If you're skilled in the mentally ill area, not that you're mentally ill, but you know what I mean. But if you're skilled in the area to treat people or to set up a mentally ill organization, ill treatment center, then please get in touch. Or if you know somebody that can, why don't you send them this link or send them this information so that they can join? There's so much opportunity in this. So guys, join in, okay? So let me ask another question about Nigeria, which is, sir, is your vision for Nigeria alone, other African countries like Cameroon, or for instance?
I really hope that some other people will go to Nigeria with me from other countries in Africa. So all those Africans who will go back with me to Africa, to Nigeria, will have the experience of the transformation we will bring to Nigeria. They will have hands-on experience. And that later will be useful for them, because we will reach out to other African countries as well, so that they will now be able to lead it or champion it in their countries. And the same kind of resources that will be available for Nigeria will be available for any other African country as well. Yes.
Okay. So there you have it, an answer that I'm sure that you guys will be happy with. You know, if you're following us for the Nigerian Transformation Project, then if you're from another country, you're not from Nigeria but any other African country, you would have had a prototype of what to do with Cameroon or any other country, and also there will be support available for you. There will be resources available for you. So what better answer could you ask for? That's fantastic.
You know,
so
we were
it's not
talking
just
about how to deal with different issues and different situations in Nigeria. You know, somebody said that how will I deal with the mad people? And you know, people have asked about how will I deal with the other day we spoke about the pirates.
Yes.
Now, you know, I'm sure somebody, Shioma, is online right now, and she believed me and took me by my word and went and looked for the pirates who are stealing my books. And at last, we've been able to get some pirates. Unfortunately, my friends and representatives in Nigeria, they had put some pirates in prison. So they were scared because they were stealing my books. So they were scared that this will also be fake. Maybe it's a way to get them in prison. But thank God this lady was able to convince them. So I gave her a letter that, no, I'm giving you for free. If you are going to, I'm not going to put you in prison or curse you like the other pastor was doing. I heard that I told the story yesterday. The pastor was cursing all the pirates just because they copied his book or they were selling his books without the license. And now I can still understand that the government was putting people in jail for doing that. But in my case, I will give you the letter. Make you go pirate anything you want to. You want to work? Go work. So that is already working. Right now, we are going to reach the first agreement with these pirates. And we have reached oral agreement with them. I want to talk to them by Skype. And then we're going to begin to work with them. Now, but they are no more going to be pirates, illegal. They are going to be legal because I give them the papers to be legal. That's one. Number two, I'm going to do the same thing with armed robbers. And I've already spoken about that. I'm going to reach out to all armed robbers and murderers and killers in the country. I am going to go on television. I'm going to go to the policemen. We're going to reach a memorandum with the policemen. We're going to sign a memorandum. We're going to, reach an agreement that they should not touch these people. And I'm going to rent a stadium. And I'm going to call only armed robbers are allowed to come, and thieves. So every one of them, let them come. And the police have to protect us and not raise any charge against anybody. And I'm going to do the same thing. Going to reach out to them and say, okay, you are armed robbers, you are killers, you are murderers. What do you want? You want to live? You want to make a living? Let's do it. But you don't have to do it through crime or through killing people or through armed robbery. And I will lead them to the Lord. They are going to get you might say, how will they do it? It's not your problem. It's my problem. Okay? This is what I do. So I'm not going to go to Nigeria to brandish some people and stigmatize them and say, you are thieves. They are creations of God, first of all. They are God's children, first of all. So I'm going to reach out to them as God's children, as my brothers and sisters. I'm going to reach out to them on the platform of love and acceptance. I'm going to accept them. And I'm going to help them out from their situation, whatever is making them to become armed robbers and thieves and things like that. But some people might be skeptical about it, but they have the right to be skeptical. Yeah, they do. Because I'm going to be doing things that no human being had done before, and the ideas that will never come to anybody's mind. But by the time I do them, they will believe. Don't worry. I'm not concerned about people who don't believe, because by the time they see the fruits and the facts, they will believe. That even though they will still be skeptics, like in Ukraine, thieves, there are no thieves in the Ukraine bigger than drug addicts. And is it 15,000, the last statistic? 15,000 of them we have rescued from the street and from drug addiction and from stealing. Out of that, 2,000 of them were in psychiatric hospital. And they are now ministers and businessmen or different kind of people. So I know what I'm talking about. And we are going to fix it in Africa because there's so much need there. There's so many needs. And we are going to reach out to them. So it's not just the mad people. It's all kind of people, especially thieves. I'm concerned about the thieves. I want to express. You see, I have a secret. God has taught me to learn to touch people with God's touch of love. I can, but I know the key. I know the key. I don't have problem. And it doesn't matter who the person is, killer, murderer, assassins, thieves, I'm going to reach out to them with God's touch of love. Once that God's love touches them, once that touch of God's love reaches them, nobody can stand God's touch of love. Believe me. That love of God, that touch of God's love is going to unharm them, and is going to make them good enough for salvation, and is going to redeem them, and they are going to become ministers. They are going to become my lieutenants, my associates, and my assistants that will be running across the country to deliver the land from all other evils. So we have plans for Nigeria, yeah. We have ideas for Nigeria. Yeah. Many more.
Somebody said you should preach to the murderers from afar first and let them change before you before you get them closer to you. So sir, preach to them.
I will have murderers here.
First.
I have murderers here. If you read some of my stories in Russia here, there is one book, the Missioner Church or something, Missioner Church, where the stories are there of people who came to the church to kill me or to burn the church. So there is a film that was just released yesterday about some of those people who came to kill me. And instead of them killing me, one of them, they became my pastors and my ministers. So God, you cannot underestimate the power of God. That's why I cannot understand people who run away from their villages or who run away from their countries because they are running from witchcraft. People are underestimating the power of God. I believe that God's power is not just enough. It's enough to stop and to disarm any witchcraft and any thieves. Or you people are not, you are underestimating the power of God's love. God's love will break any assassin. God's love will break down any murderer. God's love will break down. You might think that a witchcraft person might not recognize God's love. Maybe he will not recognize. But God's love comes with power. God's power will disarm them too. I have confidence in God. I have confidence in His love, in His power, in His reality. For me, this is real. I'm not hoping. This is what I live in every day. This is real. You know what I feel like doing right now? I feel like bringing some people, some of my ministers here, some of my Russian ministers to come and testify of how I go into the den of armed robbers here in Ukraine. By myself, with security, of course. But the security people wanted to do something, and I will stop them. No. I have a stronger power than your guns and whatever you're doing. And I will go and let the love of God emanate through me to those people. And by the time they realize it, those people are hugging me, they are playing with my ear, they are holding me, they are messing up with me or anyhow, but they are not shooting me and they are not killing me. Then by the time you realize it, they are laughing with me. And then they are singing, they are repenting and crying at the end of the day. So I will not underestimate God's love. Especially the touch of God's love. God's love is everywhere, people talking about it. But let somebody experience that touch of God's love. If you could communicate that touch, let somebody experience that touch of God's love. I'm an expert in it. And that's why, unfortunately, some people will not understand. That's why I touch people, I hug people, I kiss people, I do anything I need to do just for them to experience God's touch of love. People can interpret it anyhow they want, but people who are touched one time with God's love, if a robber is going to be hugged and touched by God's love, it doesn't have to be touched physically. It could be even by talking, even by listening. God's love could touch them and disarm them. That's what was the power of God's love cannot be underestimated. That's what Jesus brought. Because when Jesus was on that cross, he was happy, he was powerless, and he was close by those robbers. You know, there were two robbers, robbers, criminals that were hanged with him. But what do you think touched the other guy? Even the other guy couldn't harm him, but the one was touched by God's love. And also, even when they came to take Jesus, to arrest Jesus, they came with the clubs and all the kind of knives and things. But you know, they didn't even use it on him. They only used it on the other guy that wanted to use violence to disarm them. I think that was Peter, right? Or James?
It was Peter.
It was Peter, okay. So he cut off the guy's ear. So he wanted to use, that's another principle, right? He wanted to use force and power to disarm them. That's where Jesus said, okay, now you will fall also by the sword. So anybody that uses the sword will fall by the sword. So that will be effective to another. But if you are using love, the sword loses its power against the power of God's love. Yeah, that's a big difference.
Thank you very much, sir. We have more questions about Nigerian transformation projects. And, okay, let me ask. It says DSA, I suppose prostitute is also included in here. It says DSA, what about plans for prostitutes? So yes. We say it's the same.
You know, in the Embassy of God here, we had 300 people who are in prostitution. 300 of them. One day I was in this maybe you have the video. We could get the video. We have the video in Russia for sure. But I think maybe we have it in English too. It might be on my YouTube blog. If go to Sunday Adelaja blog and look into TBN videos. Those are some of the videos that were in English that I did for TBN. So I think they are one of the prostitutes there. 300 people, you see with your own eyes, women, who came to the stage, said they were former prostitutes, and they were talking the microphone. In one church alone. So definitely, that is easy. I'm not even talking about prostitutes, because that's easy. Let me tell you about the prostitute. The other day, I saw a video in Nigeria, somewhere in Lagos. A guy owns a nightclub, but a different kind of nightclub. This nightclub is called beach disco or beach dance or beach or pool dance or pool. The idea is that this was like swimming pool around there.
Pool party.
Yeah, pool party. Yeah, I think that's what they call it. Pool party. And all kind of crazy stuff people are doing there. I never even heard about it. I didn't even know this existed in this world where we're living in. Just like the other day when I heard about swingers, I never knew these things existed. I said, wow, where have I been living? I've been so lost. Anyway, so I saw these pool dancers or whatever I call it. So, and I just said, you know what? I just got a strategy. Because how can human beings be going to do that? So ordinary party is no more satisfactory. It's no more satisfying people anymore. So they now want to do pool party and do all kind of jumping. So what I'm going to do? Hey, make you know they make noise. You don't do that silently. Because this is the third time you did it. That's why I'm talking. You are not sensitive. So, I have an idea. I'm going to reach out to all those club owners, disco owners, nightclub owners, because when I was looking at that party, pool party, I discovered something. God gave me an idea. That those guys who are the owners, and then some of the people came there, I think they called one Davido, and another one Whiskey. They're on the internet. They came to the pool party guy. Yeah. And they were like heroes there. People were celebrating them. All the ladies were around them. Yeah. Then I discovered that this is all about money. Because they were coming there to make money. And then the owner who brought those kind of big names, musicians, so that he will also get money. You know, it's all business. That's what I found out.
Bring more crowd.
Crowd, yes. So what I discovered is that, okay, good, we are going to talk money with them. And then I want to have a meeting with all Nigerian entertainers, because I saw some Nigerian musics that I really like so much. But I cannot watch their videos. Their videos are terrible. People like, they're good guys. They are doing good job. But they are not, value system is horrible what they are promoting. So I want to meet with all of them, all the big musicians in Nigeria. I want to have a meeting with them. And we are going to talk with them. Believe me, somebody said some of them are even believers, they are church members. But they are producing stuff that are corrupting everywhere. Yeah. I'm going to have a meeting with them. I have my own vision for the film industry in Nigeria and the entertainment industry too. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. We are going to cleanse our country. And they are going to go. They are going to agree. You wait. Because they are going to be offered things that they cannot reject. They are going to agree. Yes, please.
Okay. Another question says, Pastor, some people need to be sure about the money aspect just because this is how they work and they may have been disappointed in the past. Hence, they need to be sure that the source of money influx is truly solid. How can you put such people at ease?
Okay, what would that give you if you know that I have money? Because I'm not going to give you money or give you any money evidence. But why was that? You have your own plan. I don't want you to come for money. I don't want anybody to come for money. I don't even want to do anything on the basis of money. I'm not putting my trust on money. But even though the money is not going to be a problem, but if you see, I always do this. I never have money. See, I never have money. You see? Can you see? This is my trouser. I never have money. I never have money. I never have money. You see? I never have money. I never have money. I never have money. Purposefully, for a purpose. I need to prove to God and to myself and to my disciples and to everybody around me that everything can be done without money. It is not money that does things. There are other things that make things done. But for Nigeria, don't worry about the money. Right now, go and watch my video now. Go and watch the Nigerian transformation video on my YouTube. You see even my American partners who have confirmed that some of the money have already been certified. But I still need to go and sign for it. But so we're not talking about that one right now. But I don't want anybody to put their faith in money. I will tell you the reason why, even though the money is there. But if you want to see it, but I will only show it to people who I already know that money is not their problem. And money is not their concern. And I cannot even do it until I leave Ukraine. But anyway, the thing with money is this. If you are the type that is thinking that it is money that does everything and that it is through money that things are done, you are always going to be slow by 5 seconds at least. You are always going to be too slow. And you are always going to be too late. Believe me, money will always come too late. That is why you must run with something else before money gets to you. If you have listened to my series, somebody said this is the best series. Pastor Anu said that. The best series that he has ever heard. He had listened to all my series on YouTube. But he said this is the best series he has ever heard. Even though he was at my retreat, at my HMT where I preached on a conversion. But I did 30 hours. No, not 30 hours. I did, 30 hours on work and conversion. Time and conversion. 30 hours. 30 hours. In the retreat, I only did 2 hours. So, in that series, I mentioned the fact that time is the material from where and from which everything else is made. But not just time. Money comes from riches. But riches come from wealth. What you need to know is to be key into the source of wealth, where wealth comes from. Wealth is superior to riches. Riches is superior to money. Money is inferior to riches, but riches is inferior to wealth. So he that has money is limited. But he that has riches is limited. But he that has money is even much more limited. The only one that is truly rich is the one that has wealth. Now, if you are more driven by money, you will always be too late. If you are driven by riches, you will always run after it. You will always run after survival, after making riches. You will always run. You will always be on the run, trying to catch it. It's like a mirage, like an illusion. You are always running after riches. But if you will know the definition of wealth and riches, and know the difference between them, then you will never struggle again. What you are supposed to be after is wealth, not riches. Talk less of money. That is nothing. But let's leave the money aspect, the resources aspect alone. Now let's talk about the reason why money is not what I want you to. I have money. I'm going to have money. I am going to have everything in possession that we need to restore Nigeria. But why it shouldn't bother you, let me tell you what you should bother yourself with. One, like I said, you want to see the money? Come to Ukraine. But the come to Ukraine is even not the thing. But I will not say you cash in Ukraine. I can only show you papers. I need to go out of Ukraine to get cash, all right? But I will still not show you money until I'm sure that you have something better than money. So what are the things better than money, apart from even what are the things better than wealth or better than riches? What are the things that you should be concerned about? You should be first of all concerned about concepts and ideas. If you will prove to me that you have a well planned out idea or concept, if you will prove to me and you'll be able to develop those ideas and and concepts into projects with figures, analysis, research, and backup information, to references, Let's say you want to build, you want to renovate, you have an idea on how to solve the problem of low educational output in Nigeria. That is more important than money. That idea of how I could resolve, for you to come to me and say, I can resolve all problems relating to poor educational performance. That right now, only 50% of school graduates pass their exams. I have a technology, or I have an idea, a project, a concept, an idea that is developed into a project that will resolve the problem and take the pass rate from 40% or 50% that is right now to 100% or to 90%. and this is the idea, and this is the project. It's been developed into a project and is with references. It's established. That is much more important than all the money that will be needed to execute it. So you should be more concerned about ideas and concepts that must be developed into projects before money comes. In some business schools or business communities, they'll call that vision. But I don't want to use the word vision, because vision, everybody is having, people who say they have vision and they're just dreamers. But if you can make that vision to be proven, developed with concrete affirmations, provision will always follow vision, because vision is vision. Provision is coming from two words. Provision. Pro means in the direction. Provision will always come after their vision is clear and developed into project. Vision attracts provision. Provisions go after vision. That is why you must never ever put your trust on what is available. Money, what you have in your hand. Because God, He never puts the provision in your hand before you prove to Him that you understand exactly what the vision is about and what you're going to do with it. So be established in knowing how to bring to pass the vision that you have first. Be able to convince the whole world about what you are able to do first, so that it's not just talk. For example, even though I said I have the resources, the money to do all these things, but I know something that is even more important than that money that I have. You know what? What it is more important? What is more important? The ideas that I have, the concepts, the 100,000 projects, the things, the way to do to fix the country. That clarity of vision of what to do to get the economy going. That clarity of what to do to fix the problem in every local government, in every area. That assurance, that clarity of A plus A, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. That clarity that I have on how to fix the country is more important than the money. If you have that too, money will always come. Provision follows vision.
Okay, guys, you heard that. There's quite a lot in this answer, so you need to go back and watch this video again, over and over again. But there's some great insight here about money. So this is not just about Nigerian transformation projects. This would also help you with your life, with your projects, with your decisions, with your businesses. So if you're trying to set up a business, have your idea in concrete first before you think the money should come. Because we all operate on resources first before we even have a vision. We have to have the vision, know what we want to do, ideas and concepts. Remember that. That's key. So once you have your ideas and your concept, then the provision will come to you.
Develop them only after they are developed into projects, the provision will come.
Okay.
Clarity has to be there. You've got to prove that you know how to do it, how to go from A to B. It's not just the idea that there is A, but how do you go from where you are right now to that A? That is the key. That was project, developed projects.
So there's a process here. It's not just having the idea and concept in your head. You also have a plan. You know what to do to develop those ideas and concepts. So from there, then the provision would come. It would always come. Okay? So I think that's the key thing for me. There's so many points that was mentioned here. I think everybody needs to go back to hear this and over again, so that it can be embedded in you and you not worry about money, because we worry too much about money. But I am glad that this person asked this question, and we were able to get the insight that we got just now. Let's ask some more questions. I think we're going to go on for a little bit more. Another one about Nigerian Transformation Project is, says, DSA, I remember that you said you have an easy solution for shabby, ugly-looking electric transmission line and electric poles in Lagos and in different parts of Nigeria. Do you have to be physically present in Nigeria before the solution can be implemented? Can you train someone who is interested in helping with the project and equip such a person with the concepts you have in mind to get this started even before you get to Nigeria? I asked this, I read it already, but I asked this because I know you've said that you need to be in Nigeria first, but I think this person still needs clarity that you want to be there. And
the reason why I need to be in Nigeria, I don't even need to be in Nigeria physically. I just need to get out of Ukraine. The reason is because, when you are getting money that is not your own money, and you have international organizations that are providing a lot of this money, you need to defend it. You need to be there. Even though I have the consent and the approval of the amount that is needed for each of the section that I got. But I need to come and, we need to sign contract. I need to be able to do some physical work. I need to be able to sit down with some people, talk and answer questions and sign papers. So I need to be able to get out of here to do that. I need to have a lot of meetings, thousands of meetings. People, just I need to just do something to release the money, basically. So it's all connected with the money. Because if I don't release the money and I just give ideas, people will come back to me and say, how do you? So I don't want to let people just go and look for money themselves. I want to not just give the ideas, but I want to give ideas, and people have their own ideas too. But I want to be able to not just talk, but empower them, give them actually the money that is needed to do it. So why should I now say, okay, go and be doing something, and I know I cannot release the money to them right now. So that's why I'm saying all these things are as a condition until I leave Ukraine. Or I always say until I get to Nigeria, right? But with Nigeria, that's basically when I leave Ukraine, you could say. Yes.
Thank you. This one is going to be the last question, the Nigerian Transformation Project.
Is it the last question that you said? You just said there are many questions now.
On Nigeria Transformation. I've had enough of this one. Sorry, guys. I'm done with it. It says, DSA.
I was thinking it was not about you. I thought it's about them.
It's not about me. It's not about me.
I thought it's about them. Dr. Sunday. I thought you are supposed to be representing their interests and, ask the kind of question that they want to hear. But if you are done, well, I guess we are all a victim. Okay. I guess we are all at your mercy. I guess we are all at your mercy. You are done. Guys, okay. I guess we might all as well give up on our aspirations.
There are other questions, that's wise. You are talking so much about the Nigerian Transformation Project. You see, even this person is suggesting to me about the Nigerian Transformation Project.
It's your share. You are the one in charge. So
guys, I don't even mean it that way. I don't mean it like that, okay? All right. DSA, you are speaking so much about the Transformation Project and the poor. Please, what is your plans towards the rich, the wealthy? Do you have